After falling for 43 seconds, the time and barometric triggers started the firing mechanism. A uranium bullet fired down a barrel into a uranium target. Together, they started a nuclear chain reaction. Solid matter began to come apart, releasing untold quantities of energy.
We're Guelph-Humber students, and we've been researching about nuclear weapons, and particularly what we can do as global citizens in the pursuit of nuclear disarmament. Now, I've always seen the topic of nuclear power as two sides of a coin. So on one side, we have this amazing technology which can be used to gain energy, renewable, clean energy, right? But on the other side, we have this dangerous capacity for destruction when it comes to nuclear power, like we see in Chernobyl and the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And before I joined SERC-GC, I've always thought of the solution is very simple, right? All we need to do is just ban nuclear weapons, right? And I've always wondered, why do people use this amazing technology towards the negative things when it could be used for the positive things? So I've always thought of it as very simple, but let's see what some of the other students think.
So before joining SERC-GC, when I thought about nuclear power, I thought about just total destruction and loss of life and, just terrible tragedy.
The first thought that would come to mind is the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki that happened in 1945. Ultimately, having nuclear power means having the power to create great destruction.
I typically like to break down terms or phrases into their definition. So from my understanding, nuclear typically means something relating to the nucleus, which is the energy source or the control center of a cell.
I think of the Simpsons episode. You always see Homer in this big power plant, but it also brings together a controversial yet efficient energy source.
When you use the word nuclear, given the past history in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, there's obviously a negative connotation with that kind of term.
Through my high school history lessons, I know that Japan has suffered from many nuclear power incidents, ranging from the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki during the World War II to the Fukushima nuclear accident.
Now it's just used as a scare tactic and there isn't any use for it anymore, and that it should be abolished.
Once we joined SERC-GC, we were able to gain a deeper insight into the topic of nuclear weapons. I personally got the opportunity to appreciate the complexity of the situation. Turns out it's not as simple as I initially thought. For example, I learned about nuclear deterrence theory, which is a theory that basically states if every single country has nuclear weapons, nobody would use them because they would be afraid of retaliation. And through that, we gain peace. Now, of course, there's many objections to this theory, but it's good to learn how complex these issues can get. And it's not as simple as just banning it, right? We need to educate people and we need to put resources in place and raise our voices against this topic. Let's see what some of the other students think.
Honestly, after joining SERC-GC, it was quite eye-opening because it's astonishing how much the need for education is around this topic.
Nuclear disarmament requires an international collaboration to share knowledge, improve safety measures, and tackle common challenges.
Doing the surveys with my group in Canada and as well as in Japan, we really kind of found out that not many people are aware of all these issues. So I think those issues should be brought more to the forefront, as it is an important issue to, I guess, tackle in today's society.
I realized, or I became more confident in nuclear disarmament. Before I didn't really think it was possible, but now after seeing the collaboration between two completely different societies and cultures and how we can come together and try to achieve nuclear disarmament and how we have the same kind of similar goals despite having such different cultures.
I have actually learned a lot about nuclear in general. It's also interesting to understand the social and economic context surrounding the use of nuclear energy of different nations, in addition to regulation and safety rules.
Many of us learn wars through a political perspective, but while working on research projects, we learn about nuclear wars through a social perspective through the eyes of victims.
I feel like we can extrapolate that and put that on a broader level to try to engage all cultures and all societies to try to achieve our goal, and I believe it is possible.
Joining SERC-GC has really allowed us to gain a deeper understanding and a deeper insight into this very complex issue, and it equipped us with the tools necessary to tackle this issue and solve nuclear disarmament. And before we leave, here's a message from the rest of the team.
Don't worry.
Arigato.
Matsu.
See you soon.
See you soon.